You are listening to Lesson 2, Chapter 2 of Form 5 History. Cameroon General Education. Narrated by Wacheseh Academy. The April 6, 1984 coup against President Biya. The coup d'état of April 6, 1984 was an attempt by some units of the Cameroon armed forces to overthrow the government and seize political power. The attempt was carried out by the Republican Guard and it ended in a failure. Reasons for the April 6, 1984, coup d'état. Mounting tension between the President of the Republic, Paul Biya, and the chairman of the ruling party. Ahidjo was not willing to give up his powers. The failure of Ahidjo to unseat Biya using party machinery. His attempt to make the party stronger than the government failed, and as such he had to use the coup. After the August 1983 plot to physically eliminate Biya, many staunch supporters of Ahidjo were arrested. Ahidjo was implicated and was handed a death sentence. This increased the hatred for Biya's regime. Biya's decision to break the northern administrative unites into 3 provinces. Biya's policy of rigor and moralization affected many Ahidjoists, enjoying ill-gotten wealth and privileges. Biya was silent over the use of the national media to ridicule the Northerners and Ahidjo, which increased hatred for Biya's regime. The North-South and Muslim-Christian division of the country also contributed to the coup. The coup plotters accused Biya of playing freely with the constitution to his advantage. The poor state of the economy, embezzlement, and mismanagement provided a pretext for the coup plotters. Biya's decision to transfer units of the Republican Guard staffed mostly with Northerners to units all over the country fearing the loss of their privileges, they took their sophisticated weapons and rebelled against citizen authority on April 6. Course. On Friday, April 6, 1984 at 3 p.m., rebel soldiers led by Colonel Ibrahim Daly and Captain Awul Abissai attacked the presidency, the military headquarters, and national radio. At about 7 a.m., the rebels attacked the Yaoundé airport. Loyal government forces launched an attack, and there was fighting around the presidency and the Yaoundé airport. The Yaoundé airport was captured after hours of fighting on the April 7, 1984 by 11th Infantry Battalions from Ebolo. The loyalty forces from Kotaba were brought in, and they reinforced the attack on the Yaoundé airport and assisted in the recapture of the presidency. On April 7, 1984, the rebel attack collapsed. In a radio message on April 7, 1984, President Biya announced the coup attempt was totally crushed. Reasons for the failure of the coup d'état. The coup plotters did not make use of surprise, which is indispensable for military takeover to succeed. Senior military officers that were closer to Biya were not neutralized during the early stages of the coup plot. The government forces were better organized and had enough military supplies, unlike rebels who were exhausted in supplies in a short time. The rebels lacked an air cover, they failed to immobilize the air force. The rebels wanted to avoid a bloody coup, they felt the country was under their control. The coup was seen as a northern coup sponsored by Ahidjo. The message of the rebel forces did not go nationwide. The spokesman of the rebel was weak and not courageous to present a convincing speech. Consequence. Official reports declared 73 persons killed, many gendarmes were unaccounted for. The coup plotters were passed death sentence, others involved in the conspiracy were condemned to life imprisonment. The Republican Guard was replaced by the Presidential Guard, staffed mostly by non-Muslim Northerners. The Israelis were brought in to train the Presidential Guard. Military expenditure increased, leading to the economic crisis. Biya tightened security all over the country. A 6-month state of emergency was declared in Yaoundé. Biya replaced much high-level personnel, especially in his cabinet, state corporations, diplomatic corps, the party, army, and police, associated with Ahidjo with his own supporters. The CNU party created by Ahidjo was replaced by CPDM during the CNU Congress held in Bamenda in March 1985. The coup made the Northerners very unpopular in the southern part of Cameroon.